Hello, English 110 enthusiasts, and welcome to your week 3 update. As you can see, I am back in the outdoor office, aka my wife kicked me out because she's the boss. And, well, I did prove a little point this weekend. I still got it, right? We were having dinner on Friday night. She said, "Hey, can you please clear the table? Can you clear the kitchen table?" And I thought, I don't see why not. I needed a running start, but I made it. I cleared the. Think about it, you'll get it. Okay, this week you have a slightly different set of due dates, so please pay attention to those in the announcements where I reaffirm what they are. But I'll tell you here, the first, like always, is due Wednesday by midnight, and you'll be using a story of your choice. Now, there are 3 in the chapter that I'm going to ask you to look at. The first is A&P by John Updike, and it's an example of a story that makes use of a lot of literary elements, and that's our point in looking at it, in using the short story to begin refreshing for some of you or giving you experience for others in how to add and deal with literary elements as you discuss and look at a text. So use the supplementary materials to read and analyze A&P and begin to familiarize yourself with the things that are at work in it. Then the idea is you will choose one of the remaining 2 stories to analyze on your own, right? That is what you upload to discussion board 3 by Wednesday at midnight. Then you are to read the remaining story, right? And take quizzes, the remaining 2 stories, and take quizzes on all by Friday at midnight. And your discussion board 3 second part post, the replies to your fellow students, is due Saturday at midnight. Because of the additional story readings and the additional quizzes, I've given you an additional set of time to do the student responses. While we're talking about student responses, please check the syllabus for what is required for a full credit student response. We want to do, as a first effort, none of them were bad, please don't misunderstand, but we want to do more than just agree with points. Which point specifically? Why that one? What about it stands out to you in a way that's interesting to you as well as the way that it was interesting to the person? In other words, we don't want to just make an echo chamber. We want to be able to expound upon or add to some of the thoughts that you find interesting. So part of that, while not necessarily long to type, is going to be lengthier in time in order to read through others, right? It's not going to be maybe just the first or second one that you hit on, not because those people's work isn't excellent, it probably is, but because not everybody is attracted to the same light, right? We're all moths driven to a different flame, to borrow Auden, I think. Maybe it was Dylan, I don't know, they're poets. Anyway, you get the idea, right? So you're going to have to read around some of your several students' different answers and different responses before you find one that you can connect with. Excuse me. Let's take a look together at the actual place for the assignments so that you're sure of what you're doing and where you need to go. And then just as always, as a follow-up, I've got it in text at the end of this video below. So without further ado, let's check those out. Okay, folks, here you are. If you clicked on week 3, the first thing that you'll see is the week outlook, right? And here's what I'm expecting you to do. Use the element of a short story packet, right, in the introductory section of each of the short story chapters, right? Use that to help you analyze Updike's A&P, a story that a lot of you are probably familiar with from secondary or other undergraduate classes. It's great use for these because it's fairly overt and not too terribly challenging as to what Updike is up to and how the story does what it does. You'll read all the stories that are listed here for week 3. You're only going to use one of them, and it's your choice for your discussion board 3, part 1. Your choice, right? Sonny's Blues or Puppy. Pick one of the 2 of the remaining text after A&P in order to complete the discussion board part 3 by Wednesday at midnight. Then complete the other 2 remaining stories and their quizzes by Friday at 11:59, and your discussion board 3 part 2 by Saturday at 11:59. Because you've 2 additional quizzes on 2 additional stories plus the A&P, I've given you an extra day for the part 2 of your discussion board 3, right? Normally this would be Friday as well, but here you can see it's Saturday. Please refer to the syllabus as to what makes a good Part 2 response, right? Check those out so that you are sure to get full credit as expectations continue to rise as the semester continues to travel forward. So, if you are unclear about that or have concerns, please email. We'll set up a time to meet, whether it's face-to-face or via Zoom or via whatever. We will get your dilemma solved. So don't just sit and suffer silently. So make sure you complete all the reading quizzes by Friday at 11:59, your student responses to each other by Saturday at 11:59, and the discussion board part 3, part 1 by Wednesday at 11:59, its usual due date, using your selected story. A and P, everyone will do. You have your choice of one of the two remaining. You owe quizzes on all three. Your stories coming in the week ahead, you can work ahead. Here they are, in case you're curious. Next, let's take a look at where to do this. Here's your elements of a short story packet. If you are unfamiliar with the elements of a short story, it can be helpful to you in dealing with the elements of the short story. I've got an interactive reading of A and P, which you need to open in a second window. And click on that little box there, and it'll do it for you. Then you've got your reading comprehension quizzes for A and P, as well as the other two stories, Puppy and Sonny's Blues. Remember, all quizzes by Friday at midnight, Discussion Board 3 Part 1 by Wednesday at midnight, and Discussion Board 3 Part 2 by Saturday at midnight. Hopefully you're done well before that, because that just seems like sort of a boring Saturday to me, but you know, hey, we all have our little quirks and entertainment, so however it works out. Scrolling down here for week 3, we're going to take a look at where to put some of your work. Here we go. There we go. Here's the packet. Here's the interactive reading of A and P. Here are the quizzes, and here's your discussion board 3. Right? Okay. Again, any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to email. Okay, you've seen the assignments, you know what you got. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to email me and or come see me. I have my student hours, and that's what I call them because they're reserved for you, from 12 to 2 on Mondays. Right now I'm doing Zoom by request, so email me. But normally on any given Monday from 12 to 2, you'll find me in my dingy little office. This Monday, sadly, I won't be in there. If you do need me, please email me and let me know. I'll be on campus, but I have another meeting to attend. So while it might not be in my office, I can meet you face to face if you so desire. But anything else, please email, and we can set up a Zoom, we can set up a FaceTime, we can come up with some situation to solve your dilemma. So don't just sit and suffer silently. That's needless. You can get the help you need, and I'm more than happy to do it. In fact, it's kind of my job. So, if you have questions, please let me know, right? Don't hesitate to ask. Which reminds me, one of my pet peeves. Don't you hate it? I mean, don't you really hate it when people answer their own questions? I do. Think about it, you get that one too. All right, that's it. Have a great week. If I can be of help, again, reach out and I will try to do the best I can to get your issue solved. Stay well, stay safe, and happy reading.